It's Week 18 of the NFL. And at center stage, it's the Raiders' rocket-on quarterback. He's coming off a nice week throwing the ball. 4 touchdown throws. It's the Raiders and the Chargers.
So out head the Raiders for their first possession. And it'll be their rookie QB who brings them out.
It's always fun, puts a smile on my face when I see a rookie leading an offense out. A lot of them look like 10-year vets with confidence and poise in the middle of that huddle, in the middle of their teammates. Well, let's watch his first couple throws. That's where sometimes you could see some of those nerves slipping through.
Play action on first down. Fits it through the middle. And he's going to be brought down after reaching the 43. So off our first snap, we already have a pause for injury. One of the linebackers out there in some discomfort and being checked on. One play in, and this drive is already into enemy territory. Up the middle they go with Madison. And 2 yards is all he's going to get before he's caught. Junior Colson bringing an end to that play. He gets a couple on first, and they'll come up 2nd and 8.
I think one thing you learn, Kate, when you transition from college to the NFL, not every run is going to be a big play. Some of them, well, they're just destined to end in a minimal gain, and some of them will set up that critical play action for later.
From the 41. And there's a man there. It's intercepted. And the Chargers have it as he records the first interception of his young career. Wow, what an exciting start to this game, Brock. Apologies to the former QB and you. It's not an opening drive touchdown, but an interception instead.
Yeah, exciting for one side. That would be the defense. Demoralizing for the other side as an offense. First salvo, listen, it goes to the...
Trying to shake off the interception. He's looking to throw. He's got the hook up to Devontae Adams. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. The early returns on the stat sheet have been good so far, partner. He's off to the exact kind of start they were hoping he'd have.
Yeah, you can just feel the rhythm, the timing, the tempo, and that ball is zipping all over the field.
Inside handoff goes to Madison. He's able to drive that pile about a yard. Stopped by Deion Henley. Just a gain of 1, and that brings up 2nd and 9.
You know, not a ton of yards, but still showing that commitment to the ground game. The type of run that keeps the defense from loading up in coverage and focusing entirely on that passing game.
They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. Roll left side, taken in by Adams. And they get this down roughly to the 34-yard line. A nice gain of 13 yards as it brings up a first down.
I'm sure, Coach, the play caller doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
Back to pass on 1st and 10. On the quick slant, it finds Adams. He's got a gain of 6 there. Junior Colson bringing an end to that play.
Good luck defending that short yardage slant. Just not going to happen. There's a reason this is a go-to play for just about any quarterback in every situation.
After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. From the 28. He'll get this one to Adams. And he's brought down at the 17-yard line. It's a pickup of 11. And that's a Vegas first down.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on second down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about third down at all.
Working inside the red zone. And in for the touchdown. It seems like a lot of the time, Brock, even if the results aren't quite as flashy every rep, tight ends are even more reliable scorers than a lot of receivers are when it comes to the passing game.
Yeah, I would agree with that, but there's also a lot more real estate for them to work with, right? Think of the receivers. They got to deal with the sidelines, that 12th defender. Many of these tight ends, they've got a ton of field to work with, and when they prove to the quarterback they could be a difference maker, he'll look for them.
Are being led back out there on offense by their quarterback. And he's one final strong week away from finishing as the NFL's leader in passing yards for this season. To the air now on 1st and 10. Falls to the ground out left, incomplete. Wanted to fit that one into Devontae Adams. So it's second down coming up.
Perhaps a bit late breaking towards the ball, but still just enough time to get a finger on it and knock it away.
2nd and 10 now. He's got the hook up to Adams. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. It's a 23-yard pickup on the play. And that's good for a Raiders first. Back to throw. And this time they're going to get there, and they drop it. All right, here we go. Second down. To the ground with Madison. And it's a nice gain off a really good effort there just to stay upright. Even 4 on the play doesn't help a ton because they're still left with 3rd and 15. Looking for a throw here. Throw came out right as the defense got to him. That's an incomplete pass.
And this is why scouts talk about a player's closing speed, Kate. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released. And that sure altered the throw.
Headed back out on offense. Their quarterback returning to the field now. And he already has a passing touchdown in this game. As you can see, that's what he's done with regularity all year, sitting among the NFL leaders in that category. First and 10, looking to throw. Has it downfield, working the left. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
Well, that is pretty darn impeccable timing between the two. To hit a curl route of that length, it takes great anticipation and precision by the quarterback, and the receiver on the other end finishing it, doing his job.
Throwing from the gun here. He'll get it complete to Alexander Madison. And he'll cross the 50 and start pushing onto the opposing side of the field.
That's what you call efficiency. Exactly what you're looking for on first down. Textbook. It sets up second and very manageable, and then creates that space if you want to take a shot downfield.
From the gun, a run for Madison. And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
Complete beyond the marker. And he takes it just inside the 40, down to the 39. They'll say he got 5 there, but Brock, all they care about is the first down that comes with it.
You're not going to last long in the National Football League if you don't convert a good chunk of your third downs. Nice find there to continue the series.
Out of the gun, Madison. And he gets a few on the plunge forward.
I know that may look like a whole lot of nothing burger on the stat sheet, but those are the kind of plays, that inside run, that you see creative play action come off of later in the game.
Second down now, 7 to go. They'll go right back to Madison. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. The rookie from Michigan, there that time.
You know, Kate, I like to call these body blows. Body blows. You got to be committed to running the football. Even if it doesn't move the chains, I guarantee you that wear and tear will pay dividends later.
Third down from the gun. Has a man, it's Madison. And this one does not go far.
You can earn your money in the NFL in all sorts of different ways, but defensively, in a league where you're just not hitting as much in training camp, you're not tackling.
The Raiders ready for their next series, led out on offense by their quarterback. They'll get it right at midfield following the INT. From midfield now. He's got it to him yet again. That is caught. It's a gain of 21 yards to pick up that first down.
That is what elite offenses are all about. Why worry about 3 downs when you need only one? Move the chains in one play and keep driving that defense backwards.
Still on the move, coming to the line for 1st and 10. Enough goes to Madison, running right. And he gets it forward, is still about a yard out of that. Making the tackle there, Joey Bosa. Only gets a yard there to make it 2nd and 9.
Hey, we know running the ball in the NFL is hard, and that play pretty indicative of it. Here's the key, though. At the end of the game, those type of plays got to be in the minority, and the majority have got to do some damage.
Here we go, 2nd and 9. Cut near the goal line. He has the touchdown. So, Brock, this offense starting to find its rhythm a bit as they finish things with a touchdown there to give them the lead.
And the key word there that you said is finish, because you want to have that mindset, even early in the game, that field goals aren't going to cut it. So that's great work to make sure they finish with 6 points.
The offense being led back out by its quarterback as they get geared up for their next possession. And at the pace he's begun the game throwing the football, Brock, he is in line for a special type of performance if they need to keep throwing it until the end. They'll throw on 1st. Ooh, almost a throw that cost him. Defender had it in his hands. He dropped it. It's incomplete. 2nd down coming up.
I think I could see his eyes from the booth. He was envisioning the return and simply dropped it. You got to secure the pick before anything else.
Throwing now from the gun. This will be caught by Adams. And he'll get taken down after advancing this to the 37.
As a quarterback, when you throw that curl route, you know it's a tight window, Kate. But the minute that DB turns and can't react to the throw, you put it right on your receiver's numbers. He comes back and gets it and moves the sticks.
Markers reset, ball at the 37. To throw it on 1st down. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. A timeout taken by Vegas. That's its 2nd. And they still have 1 in their pocket for what's left of this half. So after the incompletion, here comes the second down call. Still sticking with the passing game. Oh, he put some heat on. He's got it at the 30. And he does quite a bit of damage before they finally take him down. Now they'll hit the line just outside the red zone following that big play. Man in motion, out of the slot. Shotgun snap, looking to throw. He's got it at the 5! Touchdown! To rock this offense, looking sharp here in the first half as they extend their lead.
You know, and when things are going well, sometimes you really just get into a groove. And this is a unit that's putting the pieces together.
This offense and their quarterback making their way back out there, ready to take over once again. And he'll be happy to keep letting it fly as much as he has all game. Look at these numbers. They show just how effective he's been in captaining this offense. Pass play on 1st and 10. To the ground it goes. That's incomplete. Just got a hand up on that to break it up. And it sets up 2nd down.
Oh, look at those savvy linebackers. They're just right in the middle of everything, aren't they, Kate? And it seems like at times they are the quickest reactions as well. He needed a quick one right there to get a finger on the throw and change its direction.
The give now to Madison. And he's going to get this up to the 45 before he's brought down. It's a gain of 12 there. And that's a Vegas 1st down.
Okay, this is why coaches across all levels of football harp on the importance of good, fundamental tackling, not just to hear themselves talk. It's to make sure that when one of their guys has a chance to bring down a running back, they're able to do it and keep those plays from going any further.
And a man is there to knock that away.
Not just simply great positioning to swat the ball away. He stayed in a spot where he could disrupt the throw before the target and make a play on it.
Couldn't connect on 1st. It's 2nd down. Back to throw. Nearly intercepted. Ooh, he almost had it. Couldn't bring it in. Incomplete. That brings up 3rd down.
Well covered on that play. Really not a large window for him to sneak that throw in.
Last pass unsuccessful, and they have 3rd down here. He'll throw it. He puts some power on a deep one left. And disaster averted. He knocks away the deep ball, incomplete.
Read and react, read and react, read and react. Got to read where the quarterback's eyes are going, and you got to react as he begins to throw to get to a spot and knock.
Throwing from the gun. Got to him right as he threw it, and it falls to the ground. No dice on that prior pass. Here's 2nd down. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. Why not go back to it again if it's working? Complete. And he'll be brought down after getting it to the 47-yard line. And he has stayed productive throughout this game. He's up to the 300-yard mark after that last completion. It really has been a solid showing for him finding his targets. Football on that 47-yard line, first down. Looking to the air here. That's going to be an incomplete pass on the throw to the right. Looking for his wide receiver there. So it'll be second down.
Hey, Mr. Quarterback down there, that's a throw that's got to go somewhere else. Double coverage was waiting for it. QB super fortunate that ball wasn't picked. An incompletion, still pretty good for the defense, too.
Here's Madison. Has a lane inside the 35. And he's down all the way to the 30. That play good for 17 and a first down.
They had the first down by a comfortable margin right there. Remember that play call. Put that one away. Could be a money play for them the next time they're in a similar spot.
They go play action on first. Misfire there, couldn't connect.
That play right there, Kate, that just goes to show you, you can't take any completion for granted. Even some of the shortest passes in the game plan.
So after the incompletion, here comes the second down call. They go play action here. Completed to his running back. And he's out of bounds right at that 25-yard line.
When there's heat, that blitz coming off the snap, that QB's eyes, you could see it right away. He got to his check down in a hurry. But, Kate, here's the key. Quarterback and running back have to be on the same page. The two were right there, and it netted some positive yards.
He'll look to throw. Has it at the 7. And in for the touchdown. Well, as they drive forward to what right now looks like it should be a win, Brock. He sure has taken advantage of a nice little chance to boost his stat line. His second touchdown of the game.
Yeah, you just kind of feel these two building some trust, right? Just more and more equity. Certainly paying dividends in this one, but more than likely for more games to come.
Back to throw on 1st and 10. On the quick slant, it finds Adams. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. It's a gain of 21 yards to pick up that first down.
From a great throw to a nice route and catch to moving the chains, there wasn't a whole lot not to like about that amazing play.
To the air now on 1st and 10. And he can't make the hook up on the deep ball. That's incomplete. Devontae Adams, the intended target. So that brings up second down.
He's counting his lucky stars. That one isn't headed the other way right now. That is not the time to challenge double coverage.
Here's the give to Madison. And they've got him behind the line for a big loss.
This is one of those situations, Kate, where I watch the body language of the running back because it'd be very easy for him to raise his hands up, look to the sideline in his O-line and go, what am I supposed to do there? There was nothing, no time at all to try and escape and react. Instead, it goes backwards.
Extra defender in the secondary now for the Chargers. Third down coming. Back to throw now. He's throwing deep to the left side. He's got it inside the 25. And he flips the field for them before being taken down.
You know, Kate, we often talk about flipping the field in special teams, right? A kick return, a good punt. Well, an explosive play like that does the exact same thing. Look at the difference in field position. By hitting on that shot, you've totally flipped the field and the tone of this drive.
Now they'll hit the line just outside the red zone following that big play. Back to pass on 1st and 10. And he will score. Touchdown, Las Vegas. The Raiders can cruise to a win, growing touchdown. His third through the air this game. All right, partner, what do you think? Was that a design read, or did he just see space and he was reacting more on the old quarterback instinct there?
Yes. I think yes on both of them, and that play happens so fast that it really is instincts on both sides.
They're going to throw here to begin the drive. This one's caught. And that tackle stops him after a solid gain. It appears all that prep work and studying that you quarterbacks love to do in the build-up to the game, Brock, it has certainly paid off. This guy has picked apart this defense much of the contest.
This is one of those games you appreciate. There's going to be peaks, there's going to be valleys, going to be mountaintops. Just like pitchers don't have all...
And this will be a Las Vegas touchdown! The Raiders pick it off and get points on the ensuing drive. Devontae Adams the touchdown. His fourth receiving score of the game. And that is his fourth touchdown reception of the game. And if you wonder how rare that is, only a couple of active players have ever achieved it in their careers. And it's been done less than 50 times in league history. They give it to Madison. He breaks a tackle. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a first down.
Offensive coordinators tell us all the time, big runs only happen with coordinated efforts. Great block in the spring of guys hitting blocks downfield, and a back who can show off his wheels.
All set up now for 1st and 10. Pass play coming here. And he has the catch, gets both feet in, that's a touchdown! The Raiders continue adding to an insurmountable lead. From Sid Luckman in 1943 to Drew Brees in 2015. We've had 8 quarterbacks throw 7 touchdowns in one game, and now we have a 9th who's accomplished that feat as his dominance over this defense continues. They'll run. This is Madison. And he'll be brought down a step or two shy of midfield. They're going to mark him at the 48. Manages just a yard on 1st down. Now it's going to be 2nd and 9. They'll throw it. Into traffic. Complete. And he pushes this down to the 42 before going down. They come through with a nice gain there. Gain of 10, 1st down.
Boy, they sure found the right route at the right time to hit the soft spot in that coverage. And that slant, it goes for big yardage.
Running right, it's Madison. And his charge towards the line, that's right around 3 yards.
That's the kind of run play that feels like tug-of-war at field day. And you're just not moving the other side. Just a short run. Neither side feels particularly good about it, and we'll move to the next.
2nd down now, 7 to go. Here's Madison again. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. He musters up 3 yards on the run. That sets up 3rd and 4.
You know, they got some positive yards. That's a good thing. But too many plays like that, it just is too hard to pile together, get first downs against the better defenses in this league.
Shotgun now on 3rd down. He'll get this one to Adams. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. They get 22 on that one. And that's good for a Raiders 1st.
You know, they call that the money down for a reason, because you're just simply not going to last long in the NFL if you don't convert a good portion of your 3rd downs. It's the money down. And nice to see them roll the dice and continue the series.
To the line we go. They're set, 1st and 10. Working inside the red zone. And that's caught. Touchdown, Las Vegas. The Raiders. They go with Madison here. And he's brought down for a loss.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
Back to the line they go. It's 2nd down. Off the play fake, he's going to throw. That one's cut along the left sideline. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. And he continues to rise higher and higher as this game goes on. That's now a 500-yard performance for him. Less than 30 times that's ever happened, which puts in perspective the enormity of what he's accomplished here. They'll run here on 1st down. And he can only manage 1 yard. The defenders were at the ready to bring him down.
Okay, this is why you got to be careful to just run it always on 1st down. You got to break your tendencies. The casual fan, well, that casual fan knew what was coming, but more importantly, this defensive front did too.
Throwing off the play fake here. Complete. It's Myers. And that is a touchdown. The Raiders throwing 6 more on the blowout. And someone has officially flown higher than the Dutchman, Brock. That completion pushes him past Norm Van Brocklin for the most passing yards in a game in NFL history. A mark of 554 yards and stood resolute since back in 1951. And 7 decades later, someone has finally topped it. On 1st down, they'll run. And this run is stopped after getting up past the 35. Give him around 6. That's going to make it 2nd and 4.
A humble 5 to 6 yard gain on the ground. Not a huge gain, not a game-changing play by any means, but one that keeps you on schedule and takes some of the starch out of that front 7.
Back to the well again. And he's only going to take this forward to about the 38. Only a yard on the pickup, so that's going to bring them to 3rd down and 3. Shotgun snap, they're going to throw. Cover man is there, and he harmlessly knocks it away. Incomplete.
You know, that is so hard to do. That's called body control. Great positioning to swat the ball away, not go through the receiver, no penalty flag.
Right up the gut. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs.
That's pretty good right there now. You don't always expect a sizable gain when you run it on 1st down. Just want some yards to set up an easier 2nd down play. But they will take that execution every time.
Going to the ground again on 1st. And he's brought down by a collective effort there. Only 1 yard on the carry. We have a timeout now. Medical staff out to check on an injured man, and you hate to see this in the final week of the regular season. They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. They give it to him again. And he's up to the 35-yard line as they reel him in. They get about 4 there. Need a little more than that now on 3rd and 6.
When you don't have great success on 1st down, Kate, it's a little bit like a hitter in baseball falling behind in the count. And all you want to do as a hitter is get back to a fighting chance. Give yourself a better count. That play, well, it does the same here. Now a much more manageable and opportune 3rd down situation.
And all that for a single yard. What an effort to get what he could there. Just 1 yard on the play. That leaves him with 4th and 4.
It's 4th down.
The Black Hole can take that party over to the Vegas Strip as the Raiders win at home. And they end the season on a great note, Brock, with a W in the final chapter of this year's campaign.
What up, my guy? This is exactly what we talked about when you were drafted. Offensive Rookie of the Year. You flat out balled from start to finish, and this is only the beginning. Can't wait to see more.
Welcome to week 1 of the NFL preseason, where the rookies of today hope to become the stars of tomorrow. It's the Raiders and the Vikings, just ahead on EA Sports.
I love this. The tight end getting a run. And he found some running room for a nice gain. It's a solid 7-yard pickup on first down. Now they're going to have 2nd and 3.
That's not going to show up as a first down gained on the stat sheet, and I don't think they are disappointed with the results. Hey, listen, that's good yardage and a nice change of pace for their ground game.
Looking for a pass on 2nd and short. That one's on the mark. Jacoby Myers. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
You know what I like about that, Kate? I like that they're not coming out slow. They're willing to go with some looks here that will yield big yardage down the field instead of just settling for dinking and dunking the ball.
To throw here on first down. He gets this one to Myers. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
I love throwing on first down. And when you see a first down pass just like that, it's taking advantage of a matchup you planned for, and you go out and execute.
New set of downs for him from the 46. Throwing with a blitz on the way. He's got the hook up to Devontae Adams. And they're going to haul him down just shy of the 40. It's a pickup of 14 yards as the chains reset.
You know, it sure seems like he knew exactly where he was going with that before the snap. That's a pre-snap decision that led to a post-snap first down.
1st and 10 from the 41. They'll throw it again. Dumps it off to his running back. Gets it forward for a gain of 3. Brought to the ground by Cameron Bynum.
Every once in a while, it's fine to be conservative on first down, especially when you get enough to stay on schedule. You get a little something coming out of it, too.
2nd down now, 7 to go. From the 38. And this one's dropped for what would have been a nice gain.
I think if you look up in phase in the defensive encyclopedia, that is a picture-perfect form of it. He was all over him in coverage, really forcing the incompletion.
Throwing on 3rd and long. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And the defense comes through. That's going to back them up and bring up 4th down. Visitors and their quarterback ready to take over once again. And they're certainly hoping... Trying to throw here out of the gun. And this one's brought to a halt at about the 36-yard line. That'll go for an 18-yard gain. And that's a Vegas first down.
The analytics will tell you a handful of these kind of plays per game, and your odds per drive of scoring go way up.
To throw it on first down. He fires one deep down the middle. Taking a deep shot there on first down. Okay, no luck connecting. It's incomplete. Nearly an interception on that play, and it's going to be 2nd down. Shotgun snap, looking to throw. This is hauled in by Myers. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. It's a gain of 27 yards to move the chains.
I think my favorite part was the magic he worked after the catch. The way he took the completion and made so much more out of it by adding all the extra yardage.
He'll throw it yet again. And that's incomplete. A little lucky there, too. Nearly picked up on first down.
Gosh, you could just almost feel his eyes up here, Kate, getting huge, right? He was envisioning the return, and he simply dropped it. Got to secure that pick before you think of anything else.
2nd and 10 now. Cut out left. And he gets down to the 24 before he stopped. Give him 13 on that play. And that's good for Raiders first.
And those are the completions they rely on from their passing game.
The drive picks up here, 1st and 10. Throwing it again here. Catch is made in close. And he's brought down real close to that goal line at the 1. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets him up with 1st and goal.
This entire play, Kate, depends on how well he can separate from his man. You get man-to-man coverage, it's really about two things: separation and trust. Because QBs want to throw it before he breaks, that's the trust, and then they got to believe that that separation can create the big play down the field.
1st down from the red zone. And this will be a Las Vegas touchdown. The Raiders take a 6-0 lead in the 1st quarter. Wow, great work there by the quarterback. The play broke down, didn't really have much of a choice other than to escape and improvise, and in the end, Brock, the best call he could have made.
Yeah, and you can do it in different ways in today's NFL, right? The Tom Brady's just recently retired. He did it with his brain. He did it with his mind, but you've got to be able to improvise, as you said. You got to be able to create when a play...
So it's a win for the Vikings. And they're off to a good start in the preseason, Brock. Seen a lot of players fighting together for the victory.